Alrighty, here we go. This is break 996, the first break of today's BreakTraders show. It is a 2021 Chronicles Draft Picks Hobby and 2021 Luminance Hobby 2-box break. We have the 10 packs, or the 4 packs of cards in Luminance and the 6 packs of cards in Chronicles. So how we do that here is we will open up our Luminance. We'll get those four packs out right there, and then we'll open up our Chronicles and get those 6 packs out. We'll open 2 of the Chronicles ones right off the bat, and then we'll start rotating when we're down to 4 and 4. Alrighty, we're starting off right off the bat with Rashad Bateman. Rashad Bateman of the Baltimore Ravens, and that is going to David. Going to David right there. And then we're getting our first rookie QB of the day, and that is Mr. Justin Fields from The Ohio State University, and that is going to Haley with the Bears, followed up by Tylan Wallace. Tylan Wallace of the Baltimore Ravens going to David. And then we have a Recon Trevor Lawrence. The Recon Trevor Lawrence from Clemson going to Jeffrey with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jeffrey, welcome to BreakTraders. Thanks for joining us for the first time. We appreciate it. Then we have Michael Carter of the New York Jets, and that's going to John. John, also a BreakTraders newbie. Then we have Najee Harris of the Pittsburgh Steelers, and that is going to Brian. Brian, a newbie as well. And then this one out of 149, the Red Select Michael Carter of the Jets going to John. And look at that, with quite a few of those first cards going to newbies. I'd be remiss if I didn't say, if you're new, use promo code NEWBT at BreakTraders.com for 20% off your first purchase. And here we go. We're going to have our first memorabilia / auto card, and it is going to be Devonta Smith. Devonta Smith from Alabama Crimson Tide going to John with the Philadelphia Eagles. John, welcome to BreakTraders. A nice, substantial rookie swatch to get you started off on hopefully a nice, long career, or a long relationship with us here. Next up, we have Seth Williams. Seth Williams from Auburn, and now a member of the Denver Broncos. That's going to Joey G, followed by a score, Justin Fields of the Chicago Bears going to Haley. Then we have a Najee Harris of the Steelers going to Brian. We have a filler card right here. And then it's our first Trey Lance of the day. Trey Lance of the San Francisco 49ers going to David. Right there. That's a nice XR Trey Lance. Followed by a Illusions out of 149, Kyle Trask. Kyle Trask of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to April. April, welcome to BreakTraders. And then it's Chubba Hubbard of the Carolina Panthers, and that is going to be going to Steve. And then we have a Trevor Lawrence Flux Edition. Trevor Lawrence Flux Edition of the Jacksonville Jaguars going to Jeffrey. And here we go, our next auto, and it is going to be a Darius Washington. A Darius Washington of the Baltimore Ravens, and that is going to David. Alrighty, and we are now down to 5 packs of each. So 4 packs of each. So we are going to open our first Luminance of the day. And we had a lot of nice hits out of Luminance at Friday night's release party. And you can join us for another release party. The Donruss Elite will be releasing on Friday night. our Friday night. We'll have some breaks posted for that. We'll for sure be having, I think we have 4 eBay breaks scheduled Friday night with Luminance right there. Then we have the Ryan Tannehill of the Titans, Austin Eckler of the Chargers, Stephon Diggs of the Bills, and then we have a numbered Nico Collins of the Houston Texans out of 50, and that is going to Cynthia. And then we have Tyson Campbell out of 99 of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and that is going to be going to Jeffrey. And then we have a Tua Tagovailoa of the Miami Dolphins, the dynamic Tua of the Dolphins, and that is going to Brian. Followed up by a Jay Tufel of the Jacksonville Jaguars from USC, and that is going to Jeffrey. And then a Travis Etienne of the Jaguars as well, going to Jeffrey, followed by a Marquez Stevenson of the Buffalo Bills, and that is heading to Darren. Yeah, John, we did pull you a nice eagle already. It's in our, you can see it in our featured cards. We got you a nice Devonta Smith substantial swatch. And then our next auto/memorabilia is going to be out of 100, and that is Mr. T. Higgins, the bright patch T. Higgins of the Cincinnati Bengals, and that is going to Danny. Danny, welcome to BreakTraders. We have Justin Fields of the Chicago Bears going to Haley, followed by Kellen Mond of the Minnesota Vikings, also going to Haley. And then we're right into our score rookies with Travis Etienne of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and that is going to Jeffrey. What's going on, Adam? Great to see you today. Followed up by a Pat Freiermuth, and that is out of 149 of the Pittsburgh Steelers going to Brian. Jamar Chase Illusions of the Cincinnati Bengals going to Danny. A Recon Micah Parsons of the Dallas Cowboys. And that is going to Danny. Followed up by a Zach Wilson Select of the New York Jets, and that's going to be going to John. Followed by a Flux Jamar Chase of the Bengals to Danny. Rough. We'll never be back in the office full time, though. Granted, given the type of business we're in, we are in the office quite a lot. I guess we're in the office every day of the week, now that I think about it. But just for some shorter times. We have DeAndre Swift of the Detroit Lions, followed by Tom Brady of the Buccaneers, Travis Kelce of the Chiefs, Lamar Jackson of the Ravens, a DeAndre Hopkins out of 299 of the Arizona Cardinals going to David, and then a Flash Eric Dickerson of the Los Angeles Rams, and that's going to Kenneth. And now we're into our rooks of this pack. It is of Dallas Cowboy, it's T.J. Vasher, followed by Nico Collins of the Houston Texans, and then we have Devonta Smith of the Philadelphia Eagles. Got it. Devonta Smith of the Eagles going to John. Then Nico Collins of the Texans was heading to Cynthia, and then our auto is going to be a Joe Tryon out of 150. Or out of 50, 14 out of 50. That's a Tampa Bay Buccaneer, and that's going to April. We have Trevor Lawrence right off the bat of the Jaguars, followed by another Jaguar, that's Travis Etienne, and then a Chronicles base Trevor Lawrence. All three of those headed to Jeffrey. Follow that up with a filler right there. And then we have Jamie Newman of the Philadelphia Eagles going to John, followed by Larry Roundtree of the San Diego Chargers, the Larry Roundtree XR edition of the Los Angeles Chargers, going to Davis. Jamar Chase of the Bengals going to Danny, and Najee Harris of the Steelers going to Brian. And then here we go. It's going to be our auto, and it is out of 149, and it is I Am Groot of the Buffalo Bills. That's Gregory Rousseau, the Origins edition, and that is going to Darren. We have Jamie Newman of the Eagles right there. Jamie Newman of the Eagles going to John, followed by Mac Diddley Jones. Mac Diddley Jones of the New England Patriots going to Marie. And then a Chronicles base Najee Harris of the Steelers, and that is headed to Brian. Followed up by a Seth Williams Illusions edition. Seth Williams, a member of the Denver Broncos, and that's going to Joey G. Another Jamie Newman of the Eagles, followed by Micah Parsons of the Dallas Cowboys going to Danny, and Kylan Hill of the Green Bay Packers. Kylan Hill of the Green Bay Packers going to Kenneth. And then our auto in this one is going to be Mr. Davis Mills. Davis Mills of the Houston Texans, and that is going to Cynthia. And I'm expecting to see Mr. Mills get some playing time this year for sure. You know, there was just a ESPN article, I think it was, ranking the top 10 QBs in the league, and they didn't even include Deshaun Watson because of his legal situation. I think that they're not expecting him to be able to play this year, but it'll be interesting to see what happens there. We have Kirk Cousins of the Vikings, followed by Nick Chubb of the Browns, Deontay Johnson of the Steelers, Devontae Adams of the Packers. We have Terry Tamarin out of 299 of the Seattle Seahawks going to Lucas. A House Calls Elvin Kamara of the New Orleans Saints. The New Orleans Saints going to Lucas as well. Followed up by an Elijah Mitchell of the 49ers going to David. Larry Roundtree of the Chargers going to Davis, and Jamar Chase of the Bengals. Jamar Chase of the Bengals going to Danny. And then our auto is going to be a Felipe Franks out of 100. Felipe Franks out of 100 of the Atlanta Falcons going to Michael. Michael, welcome to BreakTraders. And as I said before, with all the newbies here today, make sure to use promo code NEWBT for 20% off your first order at BreakTraders.com. Yeah, I could see it. I mean, if he is guilty of what he's accused of, like, he's a serial sexual predator and should not be playing football at a professional at any level. But that's just my opinion. We have Trevor Lawrence of the Jacksonville Jaguars going to Jeff, followed by Jamie Newman of the Eagles. Jamie Newman of the Eagles going to John. Then we have Najee Harris of the Pittsburgh Steelers going to Brian, and Patrick Surtain II of the Denver Broncos going to Joey G. We have a filler right in there, followed up by Travis Etienne of the Jaguars, going to be heading to Jeffrey. The XR Kyle Pitts, from the University of Florida, now a member of the Atlanta Falcons, going to Michael. Sage Surratt of the Detroit Lions, and that is going to be going to Kenneth. And then Jamar Chase of the Cincinnati Bengals, heading to Danny. And we are into our last pack of this break right here. We have Devin White of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Keenan Allen of the Chargers, Quinnen Williams of the Jets, TJ Hawkinson of the Lions, a Justin Jefferson, and that is out of 35 of the Minnesota Vikings, and that is going to be going to Haley. Followed up by Darren Waller, lights out. Darren Waller, lights out of the Las Vegas Raiders. Najee Harris of the Steelers, going to Brian. Dwame Brown of the Washington Football Team, going to Joshua. Joshua, welcome to BreakTraders. And Amon-Ra St. Brown of the Lions, going to Kenneth. And then that last auto, it's going to be an on-carder, and that is a Trey Sermon year one. Trey Sermon of the San Francisco 49ers, going to David. Alrighty. Let's run down these rookies, of which there is quite a few. We have Amon-Ra St. Brown of the Lions, Dwame Brown of the Washington Football Team, Najee Harris of the Steelers, Jamar Chase of LSU, Sage Surratt of the Lions, Kyle Pitts of the Falcons, Travis Etienne of the Jaguars, Patrick Surtain Base of the Denver Broncos, Najee Harris of the Steelers, Jamie Newman of the Eagles, Trevor Lawrence of Clemson, Jamar Chase of the Bengals, Trevor Lawrence, of the Jaguars, Larry Roundtree of the Chargers, Elijah Mitchell of the 49ers, Terry Tamarin out of 299 of the Seahawks, Kylan Hill of Green Bay, Micah Parsons of the Cowboys, Jamie Newman of the Eagles, Seth Williams of the Denver Broncos, Najee Harris of the Steelers, Mac Jones of New England, Jamie Newman of the Eagles, Najee Harris of the Steelers, Jamar Chase of the Bengals, Larry Roundtree of the Chargers, Jamie Newman of the Eagles, Trevor Lawrence of the Jaguars, Travis Etienne of the Jaguars as well, Trevor Lawrence of the Jags, Devonta Smith of the Eagles, Nico Collins of the Texans, TJ Vasher of the Cowboys, Jamar Chase of the Bengals, Zach Wilson of the Jets, Micah Parsons of the Cowboys, Jamar Chase of the Bengals, Pat Freiermuth out of 149 of the Steelers, Travis Etienne of the Jags, Kellen Mond of the Minnesota Vikings, Justin Fields of the Bears, Marquez Stevenson of the Bills, Travis Etienne of the Jags, Jay Tufel of the Jags, Tyson Campbell out of 99 of the Jacksonville Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence of Clemson, Chubba Hubbard of Carolina, the Kyle Trask Red out of 149 of Tampa Bay, going to April, followed by Trey Lance of the 49ers, Najee Harris of the Steelers, Justin Fields of the Bears, Seth Williams of the Denver Broncos, Michael Carter of the Jets, and that one is going to be out of 149, followed by Najee Harris of the Steelers, Michael Carter of the Jets, Trevor Lawrence of the Jags, Tylan Wallace of the Ravens, Justin Fields of the Bears, and Rashad Bateman of the Ravens. Hey, John, great to see you. Thanks for joining us. And then, folks, we will get into our featured cards. First, we have two low-numbered cards. We have the Nico Collins rookie of the Houston Texans, the orange out of 50, and then I guess you would call that teal out of 35, the Justin Jefferson teal out of 35 going to Haley, and that Nico Collins of the Texans going to Cynthia. And then we've got some autos. First, our non-numbered autos, we have Davis Mills of Houston and Adarius Washington of Baltimore, the Ravens with David and the Texans with Cynthia. And then our numbered autos, we have this is out of 149. It's Gregory Rousseau of the Bills. We have Felipe Franks out of 100 and Joe Tryon out of 50. That Felipe Franks of the Falcons going to David, Greg Rousseau of the Bills going to Darren, and Joe Tryon of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to April. Then we have 2 memorabilias. We have the T. Higgins out of 100 Bright, and then the Devonta Smith substantial swatch. Devonta Smith substantial swatch of the Eagles. That T. Higgins going to be going to Danny, and the Devonta Smith to John. And then our big hit out of this break was the on-card auto, and that is going to be Mr. Trey Sermon. Trey Sermon from The Ohio State University. The Ohio State University, and now a member of the San Francisco 49ers. And that is going to be going to David. And that is the end of break 996, the 2021 Chronicles Draft Picks Hobby and 2021 Luminance Hobby Mix.